My number 4 is The Fall. Movie I absolutely loved. I know you've seen it.
Oh, The Fall.
Have you seen it?
I have, actually.
It's fantastic.
Did you watch
it
it
on HD? It was
The
awesome.
thing
you
that's
watch
amazing about it is that there's no computer-generated images in that.
It's all real.
At all. It's all real.
Did you watch that documentary? It's on
Yeah.
the
Story
Blu-ray.
kinda blues,
I mean,
though.
dude, it's amazing. There's a part where they're standing and there's this all like Adobe buildings and stuff, and it's all blue on one side. And you're like, oh, cool. You know, they painted that on the film or something like that.
Nope.
And then there's a documentary where they're all sitting. Those walls are fucking blue.
Yeah, I assumed that was the digital effect.
Well, you know what?
They went and did the DI and they went and painted them and you know and.
That's the guy that did the
Tarsem.
Tarsem.
Yeah, he did the Cell.
The Cell. Yes.
Well, let me tell you something. Something that Tim wrote the other day. Scott and I both walked away from that movie very surprised. We weren't expecting to like it. It's fucking gorgeous. It's the best looking film by far this year.
It has my favorite female performance of the year. That little girl is amazing.
Jesus Christ. And that little girl and what's his name? Lee
Pace.
Lee Pace.
Of the now dead Pushing Daisies.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean, and they were both really good. And
Is that show
Tim
gone?
Yep.
Yeah, it's canceled.
Canceled.
and Tim and Keith were kind of saying this on Flixster when I was reading their stuff, and they were saying that they thought the story. And what I told Tim, I go,
5 years old.
No, it's not stupid. You know what? You know why it's not stupid? The genius part of the thing that I really liked of that film is the story he's telling her. It's the story of the silent film that he's working on.
Right. No, it is.
So I mean, it's like all he's doing is telling her the script of the movie that he's working on, and that's it. Gorgeous fucking movie.
It really is.
And also, I mean, you got to watch on a huge fucking television
Yeah.
on fucking Blu-ray, and it's goddamn awesome.
Well, and also the little girl is amazing. And what's amazing is that Lee Pace, who plays the main character, the actor in the film, or the stuntman, he is paralyzed in the film, and Tarsem wanted everybody to really think he was.
Yeah.
He wanted to make it as real as possible for the little girl. So he didn't even want the crew to know, because he didn't want the crew to spill it to the little girl that this guy wasn't really paralyzed. So he hired a crew that didn't know the actor.
Well, that's the thing. It took him like 4 years to make the fucking movie.
Well,
so
when they filmed all the hospital scenes, like, even when he was in his trailer,
he'd come out of the trailer.
He'd be in a wheelchair.
He'd come out of the trailer, then like carrying him out of there and put him in a chair.
Yeah, and that's just. I mean,
Well, they had that thing where they said that the makeup person walked in there and he was standing up, and they were like, "Huh!" They said the person freaked out because he was standing there. But
She was an unknown.
Yeah.
Until you would say, I always say non-actor, but after they act in something, aren't they an actor?
Well, it's a film
Pretty
that
much.
I really thought it's a movie I thought Pan's Labyrinth was gonna be.
Yeah.
It was like Pan's Labyrinth was like 10% fantasy, and the rest was like historical drama horror movie basically. And it also has a lot of seeing it a second time. It actually has a lot of elements of Wizard of Oz too, because he's telling her the story, and all the characters, the real people from real life, are in the
correct,
fantasy
yeah.
story. But they're because because basically she's a and the other thing too is Tarsem told her the story.
Yeah.
And he asked her to draw pictures of what she thought things looked like, and that he get crew and the costume people, and so like everything you see in the film is from the girl's imagination, which is
like it starts off where the main good guy is, it's her father. That's what he's telling her, and then she decides, I don't want it to be my father, and she starts thinking of it as him.
As him,
So
yeah.
he becomes a hero and everything. I mean, I don't want to give too much away because Hal hasn't seen it, but
It's all right.
yeah.
it was a big surprise for me because I mean I wasn't really wanting to see it all that much, and then we watched it, and it was something where I was kind of like, oh
Well, it was
damn.
one of those things
something
I
that-
saw it in the theater, and
I remember you called me up and you're like, dude, it's pretty amazing.
because
I'm like,
my friend Clay was gonna go see it, and it was like on a Sunday afternoon, and I just tagged along, and I sat there just like I actually saw it the next day again. I took a buddy of mine.
Oh,
to see
really?
it. Yeah, I saw it 2 days in a row, and it's amazing.
music's great. It's just gorgeous looking film.
My number 3.